So, I see on your Twitter profile that you are a professional degenerate. Would you like to explain that, Fanter?
I don't think there's much to explain there, man. I'm a degenerate.
Oh, really?
Through and through, yeah.
You fully respect the lifestyle?
You could say that.
Okay, so just for the people that are watching at home, who are you and what do you do?
Oh, I'm FantErFanE. Fanter of the
Mm-hmm.
Fane. I draw porn on the internet,
Really?
and that's why I'm a professional degenerate.
Well, I don't know, dude. Like, Shad has also said that he's a professional degenerate. Are you swinging in that ballpark yet, or?
You know, I feel like comparing myself to Shadman would be like comparing myself to God. So, and I don't have a God complex, so you know.
At best, you could say president, because I don't think Shadbase is the god of degeneracy. I don't think
Ah,
that's equivalent.
I don't know. He's drawn some pretty
Pretty
interesting
sideways shit.
stuff.
How'd you go about getting the name FantErFanE?
All right, so you know eHentai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the
Who doesn't know
website
that?
where all the hentai is uploaded to. Well, for the professional degenerates, there
Mm-hmm.
is a another version of that website called X Hentai. And to get into that website, you have to sign up on the eHentai forums. So I signed up on the forums, and it gave me a randomized name, and it was FantErFanE.
And you just stuck with it.
I stuck with, well, first I went with Orwellian Draconian, which was a thing that I came up with a friend in community college, because I like Orwell and Draconian stuff, you know. But I decided to change my name because Draconian, that kind of implies furry to a lot of people. So
I don't know.
I
I've played
changed
a
it
lot
to,
of Skyrim, so
yeah,
for
yeah.
me, I don't think it's equivalent.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to be like
One of
that,
them
you know.
gay furries. Yeah,
Furries.
it's fine. Didn't they shut that down? I thought they shut the forum
No,
down,
there was a
right?
time where they shut it down, but then they brought it back.
Yeah, some fucking mad lad backed up the entire site into like a 10 terabyte folder.
There were some of those.
Oh man. When did you start drawing, my dude?
Drawing again. Well, I started drawing like 5 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I found an empty notebook, and I kept it beside my bed, and I was going to try to do some dream drawing or something. But instead, what happened was for like 15 minutes, I would just sketch in it before bed. And then that happened for a few days, and then I stopped because I was fucking lazy.
Yep.
But then I just started drawing during classes. Um, and now I'm here.
At the precipice of degeneracy.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. I only really started posting stuff like, I don't know, 8 months ago, maybe a year ago.
yeah, I saw the 2B on
Yeah,
DeviantArt.
no, number two, right? What was it?
Yeah, not 2B. My bad. It's
Not
I forget
2B.
the name of the anime. The little red demon girl. I forget her name.
Yeah, uh, yeah, her, the lolly version of her. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It's still kind of quality compared to most of the cringe that's on DeviantArt. Like, if you really,
Yeah, what did you say about me? I like started like halfway formed or something.
I forgot the roast I said.
You, like instead of most DeviantArt artists, I came out like already halfway formed.
Oh, so no, so I said, I think the joke I said, this was before the podcast, this was like a week ago. I said, your art style, like how most people on DeviantArt start the moment the sperm fertilizes the egg, you kind of started third trimester. Like you were already semi-competent when you started drawing.
Yeah, that was mostly because I drew during class, dude.
Like if they aborted you, it would be considered a crime.
See, I started drawing in class because, well, I had ADHD. Well, I still have problems with being inattentive.
Yeah.
basically, instead of like falling asleep during class, I could at least keep myself awake and maybe absorb some information by drawing. Otherwise, I would just be falling asleep.
I used to put my head down when I was a kid. I just used to listen to all the shit. And I just kept my head down all year, and I got like C's on everything.
I used to be like straight A's in elementary school, then it all went downhill.
You know, once I saw my first episode of Gurren Lagann, dude, I just
Saw the first episode of Gurren Lagann, dude. But really, like, I didn't start drawing until high school, like 10th grade maybe. I had a really late start.
I feel like most of the artists that you would see, like especially like a lot of the YouTube animators, are just high school students who are like, "Fuck my life." They just open the notebook and then I got a Wacom tablet for Christmas, and then it went from there, dude.
Oh man, if only I got a tablet for Christmas. I had to buy everything, dude.
I had a friend who brought her Wacom tablet to school, and she would just plug it into the school computer, open like Paint or some shit.
Dude, I brought my tablet to school once, and I think I almost broke it. Like, they don't like being in a backpack compressed. You know?
Pretty sure nothing likes being in a backpack.
Yeah, I know.
When did you decide to make the leap to drawing the porn? Like, when were you comfortable?
5 years ago, if you told me I would be drawing porn, I would not believe you.
I'm pretty sure you ask anyone 5 years ago what they were doing.
Well,
they'd probably say no.
Well, yeah, but 5 years ago, I wasn't even drawing. So, like, I'd be like, what the fuck? 3 years ago, if you told me that, I probably wouldn't believe you. I only really started... I think the first possession thing I did was a year ago, honestly. It was some, like, crappy just sequence. I think it was the anniversary of one of the servers I was in, and I drew it for that. It's on my DeviantArt still.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the first one was on a fucking sheet of paper that I have in my drawer here. But, I don't know. It's just been slowly becoming more and more degenerate.
More and more degenerate. I think you've kind of just cemented yourself into the trap artist, dude.
And traps are a new thing, honestly, for me.
Listen, we can get into that in a minute.
Okay, alright.
Like, what do you do while you're drawing? Do you listen to music?
I just listen to shit on Spotify, dude. And I talk to people. I take breaks by playing video games. You know?
What video game do you play?
I
I see a lot of COD on there.
Yeah, I play COD sometimes right now. Minecraft. It changes all the time, really. I just have a bunch of, like, songs that I listen to, pretty much. I have a steampunk playlist, a rock playlist. I have a bunch of shit here. I have a Fallout playlist that I sometimes am very much in the mood for.
Fallout? Like the band?
No, not Fallout.
Boys?
No, like the Fallout soundtrack for the radios. Like the early 1900s music stuff.
I listen to like OSTs from Guillermo del Toro, the guy that Del Taco or whatever his name is, the guy that did Pacific Rim and like a lot of shitty action movies.
I don't really listen to OSTs. I'm gonna be honest.
Some of them are good. Like a lot of the Japanese composers, they actually have some really good shit.
See, the problem with the OSTs is that they have all sorts of things in them, you know?
Yeah, it's meant to like be a backdrop for a shitty acting. So like it's got to be have a lot of stuff in it.
Like when I'm drawing, it's not really that good to have a sudden tone shift from song to song, you know?
Yeah.
It can't go from like heavy metal to like blissful morning or whatever, you know?
Are you familiar with Meat Canyon? He's the guy that does the like hyper realistic kind of creepy religious animations.
Are you talking about the Bugs Bunny one?
Yeah, that got taken down recently.
Yeah.
I watched one of his live streams where he designed Bugs Bunny's father for that Wabbit season animation.
Yeah.
And it went from like the most aggressive, guttural, like heavy metal, like you've ever heard to, and the players want to play. He went from that to Taylor Swift, and he was like bobbing his head to it. He was just still drawing, talking to chat. I'm just like, this dude, he's living it up, dude.
I can't do that, man. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, sometimes my ADHD just kicks in. I just replay the same song like 55 times. I'll just listen to the same song for a week.
Yeah, you see, I do that too, but like generally I go up to like 10 times before I'm like, okay, if I listen to this anymore, I'm going to get sick of it. I don't want to get sick of it.
I think I listen till stuff till I get sick of it, and then I find a new song.
Yeah, I just prefer to make it so that I'm not going to regret having it in a playlist later.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like when you find your old YouTube account, like on a phone that you
Yeah.
forgot you had, and then it's just like a
Like there
bunch of shit from like 2014.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of rock songs in this other playlist that I used to listen to all the time. Well, no, it's electro swing songs in this electro swing playlist, excuse me. And like
Electro
I hate
swing,
hearing
dude.
them. Yeah.
Mm.
Cuz I used to listen to these compilations on YouTube in high school cuz like we could on the computers. I brought my own headphones to school for it.
Uh,
It's pretty lit.
did you have like the websites blocked, so you had to like go through the
No,
Bing
no,
music? Or
no,
shit
nothing
like that
was
to, like,
blocked.
feel-
You could install Steam on those computers.
Jeez.
It was fucking lit, dude. Until like senior year, they finally like banned it.
Mm-hmm.
But from
Fucking kids were playing
sophomore
Counter-Strike
year
and
to
shit.
junior year, I was playing like games on Steam when I wasn't doing work.
It would be amazing if like the guy before you stayed logged into his Steam account. You got to delete all his games and shit. Just grief the fuck out of his account.
Oh man, I don't even really remember what I played all the time.
Damn, dude. So that's the early life of the FantÄrFanÄ,
Yeah.
right? Were you a degenerate back then?
Oh, I gotta connect the neurons. Memories,
Gotta have a brain
please.
blast. Brain blast.
Brain blast. Shit, dude, I can't remember.
Sounds like you need some G Fuel.
I'm pretty sure I was a brony back then, dude.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I think I was into Possession back then, still.
I got into GG before I got into Possession.
See, the problem with it is I didn't really start masturbating until like 12 or 13 or something. It was really late. Comparatively.
I think it was like 14. Also, just for the record show, we're both over the age of 18.
Yeah.
This is completely okay.
Yeah.
I think what happened with me is that I was super into like edgy and dark shit before I started like whacking off, and I think that affected what I looked at because I was super into like Xenomorphs, Alien. When I first started, I think I was super into like the Alien movies and like the dark stuff. So the first stuff I looked for was like latex shit. That's like the first thing I ever got into. And then after that, I looked at like DeviantArt because I got in trouble at the foster home I was in because they saw me looking at latex porn and shit. And I got in some really nasty trouble. And then I eventually got the DeviantArt app on one of my phones, and then I'd look at like the TG on DeviantArt and stuff like that. And then as time went on, it spiraled out from there.
I watched on YouTube. There was this YouTube channel called Transforming Morpher, and what he would do is he would compile a bunch of TG stuff from DeviantArt, and he'd upload it to YouTube with like some fucking shitty background song. And I used to watch those. This was probably when I was 14, maybe 15. And I was into TG a lot more than I am now. But I believe that eventually in one of those compilations, there was a Ryoksha one, Possession, that was really good. And then it was all downhill from there. At some point, I got on DeviantArt. I actually made the jump. I got tired of waiting for uploads from Transforming Morpher, so I just went to DeviantArt. And I found that Possession guy's favorites gallery.
Oh, hold up. Let's have a moment of silence for that Possession guy, our messiah, our congregator of everything that is holy.
Yeah, exactly. The dude's a legend.
Yeah, he really is. He was just like, I see a giant hole in everyone's heart that they didn't know they had. I'm about to open it.
The problem, though, is I think it's like compulsive for him at this point, which is sad, but...
Yeah, I think he's like, I gotta keep the expectations up. It was probably a hobby at first,
It was a hobby at first.
but now there's like thousands of people that look to him for guidance.
He's a very modest guy too. When you tell him like, yeah, your deviant. Like I told him once, his deviant had like 1.2 million page views. It was crazy number like that, and he was like, holy shit, what? He didn't know.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing about this community is that like a lot of the people that are super big number wise, because I think a lot of those views come from just passive views from whoever goes to DeviantArt, right?
Yeah.
And the crazy part about like just the community of like Possessions Can Suit TG in general is that some of the people that are big, and then everyone else is just they might be known, but they don't have like a lot of pull. Like if they upload something, it gets views, but I don't think it gets it's like it's never found. You know what I mean? Like they don't explode like other types of art or YouTubers would, right?
No.
And that's why what he does is kind of vital. It's he likes his whole. If you go to he's only uploaded like two things. Like one's an art trade, and the other's like a story. And then I think he's got like some fan art he commissioned. But besides that, his entire thing is just other people's art that he's liked, and he's put it as his thing. And that's what's really awesome about the guy is that he everything that anyone else has ever done, it just ends up on his stuff, and I think that's really helpful.
Yeah. He's everywhere, dude. It's amazing how many servers I have in common with him. It's like 8 or 9 at this point.
I'm so proud of this community.
Oh, man.
What is your favorite fetish?
I mean, what's the most diplomatic response?
Dude, there's no diplomacy, dude. This is the edge zone.
Diplomacy. I mean, as much as I like possession and stuff, I fear that one day it may get old for me.
Like the fetish will die?
For me. I don't know. Because, like, I've already had that happen once or twice before. But, like, I don't know. Lately, like, traps have been my weakness in every facet, right?
They're your kryptonite.
They are my kryptonite. Space. They do. They really do. And I don't understand. Well, I do understand why, but...
Well, okay, if we're going to use the meme index, dude, like, traps are 200% gay. Because not only are you dealing with the faggotry of a male, you're also dealing with the bitchiness of a female.
Yeah.
But tomboys are the way to go, dude. They're like negative gay, dude.
Tomboy traps.
To be fair, that's basically Shota.
If you do it right, it could work. I think I've seen it before.
Yeah. I think for me, though, like, the only traps that I do like are, like, this extremely effeminate ones.
I don't like extremely effeminate traps. Like, I don't really like frilly dresses and stuff to begin with.
Not Philly dress. I just mean, like features, like the face. Like, it looks like a girl's face.
Oh, yeah, totally.
If you ever had a commission you rejected?
Well...
We can blur out names and stuff like that if you need it.
Let me think for a second. Well, there was this one. There was a very infamous member of the community who is banned from a lot of places.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And somehow he managed to scrape up $20 to commission me. Back when my prices were really fucking low. And he commissioned a sequel to another person's commission. And then he was talking about doing another sequel. And I don't know how he would even manage to scrape together the money. It seemed like he fucking swindled it out of someone anyway. I shouldn't have taken it in the first place. He was like, "Oh yeah, I want her to be using her new butt plug that her boyfriend got her and trying it out." And I was like, what? No.
Keep in mind, like, at the time, what were you drawing at for a frame of reference?
I wasn't even drawing nude at the time. Like, I hadn't crossed that threshold yet. And personally, I don't really... I don't really like anal. I'm gonna be honest.
Who does?
Yeah, it's the duality of man for me because I love traps, but I don't really like anal.
That's your curse, dude.
It is my curse. It's the curse I live with, but I manage to get over it most of the time.
Let's quote one of my dearest friends: "A mouth's a mouth." What are your hobbies outside of art, my dude?
Video game. I am gamer. I am a good gamer.
You're a lethal gamer, dude.
Yeah, rise up gamers.
All right. What's your champion level in Raid Shadow Legends, dog?
Oh shit, dude. I've been slacking on my raid gameplay, dude. I've been slacking. I haven't logged into that game since 10 minutes ago, dude.
Dude, like, it seems like we need to quote our sponsor, patreon.com/fanterfane.
Oh, yes, our sponsor, patreon.com/fanterfane. Where you can see all of my comics early. There we go. As well as Patreon exclusive content.
And a request stream. Make sure you staying by for that.
Yeah.
We're fucking, like, dude, I'm both honored and disappointed that the first fucking one we're doing is yours. You can come back at a later date and like I reform my skills.
Yeah.
Without having the Microsoft Word document open that I'm just reading questions off of. What's your favorite food, my dude?
My favorite food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I like food in general. Sometimes I really like measuring money in terms of $5 2 cheeseburger meals from McDonald's.
So you just like a deal more than you like the food.
Yeah, I like a deal. I like a good deal, dude. I like feeling like, oh man, I got that for cheap, dude. You know?
Yeah, dude, you just find a homeless guy outside in a shopping cart making tacos. He's like, 10 tacos for a nickel. You're like, shit, I'm down.
Shit, dude. When you say $10, immediately I'm thinking, all right, so in terms of 2 cheeseburger meals, that's going to give me 4 cheeseburgers, 2 large sodas, and 2 large fries.
It's like when they took Kevin from The Office and they made him do, like, physics equations, but they did it in forms of food. And he was able to get it right.
Yeah,
he,
man.
Like, knew food so well, he was able to add it.
It really helps put the value of your money into perspective, dude.
It really does. I've had some shameful experiences in the past. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I gotta ask, dude. I wanted just because I respect you as a person, but I know you're already gonna answer it, and I think you already know the question I'm about to ask. Do you touch the meef to your own artwork?
Yes.
Okay. Since when did you like start? Did you start like day one? You're like, I'm just doing this because I need something to look at.
No.
Or did it like gradually? You're like, this is cost effective if I draw it anyway.
No. You see, that was probably the biggest hurdle that I've ever like crossed in my personal journey. Honestly, because like you have to get to that point to either you have to get to the point where you can either forget that you drew it, or that it's good enough that it doesn't matter that you drew it. Because
there's like a little bit of narcissism in there. You're like, fuck yeah, I did it.
Well,
like there's probably like proudness in there too.
The first thing I had to get rid of was like back when I was completely wholesome. I had to get rid of the whole like, oh, my drawings are kind of like my children sentiment thing. I had to like get rid of that, and that was kind of hard. It kind of felt like, you know, kicking my children to the curb, you know, sending them off to the streets to sell themselves.
Why'd you have to add that to it, man?
Because that's basically what's happened.
Get them out of the house.
That's basically what's happened. And then after that, I had to get over the fact that I drew it, because oftentimes I can see a lot more problems than other people can, you know.
But eventually you just got used to it, right?
Yeah. And eventually, like, it just got to the point where I made something that I really, really, really liked, that like hit my own fetishes on the head perfectly.
Well, yeah, I guess that's probably true, because like you're the person who knows what you like the most compared to like commissioning it for someone. You know exactly the way it wants to be drawn. Of course, you'll get upset by yourself. You're like, dang it, her hand doesn't look right, but like besides that, like it's probably more accurate to the way you envisioned it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. It's like, I don't know. That first time that I was able to do it, it was like everything was fresh again. You know, like the best session I've had in years. You know.
It's like the first time you ate something with melted cheese on it. You were just like, "What? This is
Yeah.
the same shit."
Yeah. Exactly. It's a sign that I did it right, I guess. Going along with that, I know other people, of course, get off to the stuff I make as well. Well, I just know. They never say because no one ever talks about that kind of thing. But honestly, I think it's worth more than a like, honestly.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't done it to any of your stuff. I just think it looks nice.
Yeah. I'm very insecure about it. I don't like showing people that I know in real life because it's just like a lot of explaining.
Oh, don't worry, dude. What we'll do is instead of spelling your name FantÄrFanÄ, we'll change the E to a backwards 3 or some shit. So that way the search algorithm doesn't pick up your name.
But it's like worth more than a like because you're sitting there for like hopefully a minute or two staring at something I've made, you know?
You're doing the people's work. Yeah.
Instead of just like saying it, being like, oh yeah, that's good, leaving a like. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of the same thing with YouTubers. Like, you gotta figure the people that have millions, like, there's gotta be at least one person subscribed to them that'd be like, I'd totally murder for you.
Yeah.
Like, just let me know the address, dude. I'd slice and there we go. Like, that's kind of terrifying. Like, if you think of celebrities, it's like, because if, like, you talk crap about K-pop, like, you get death threats, dude. Imagine if, like, you legitimately wanted someone dead and you just had that level of fame.
Hold on. You're get if you're Epstein didn't kill himself is all I'm gonna say.
Listen, man. All right.
Yeah.
He slipped. It was an accident.
It was an accident. It was an accident. He walked into that rope and then fell over. It was a horrible accident. He got tangled up in it.
Yeah, dude. It was a possession comic gone wrong.
Make me recoil.
All right, just as a formality, will you draw me a stick man?
No.
Damn it. All right.
I've actually had someone ask me that before. Believe it or
draw you
not.
a stick man?
I've had someone ask me that.
Well, it's like the same thing. None of these questions are actually like mandatory. And
No,
I think you
no.
just did that
I
just,
mean,
like-
somebody asked me to draw a stick figure of their friend.
no, it was
With
a
a
joke
big
because it was
penis.
to prove that it's. Fuck. Listen. I know that's not your cup of tea, dog, but you can't be hitting me with curveballs.
What do you mean? Listen, all I know is
So-
that traps aren't gay.
Okay, we could legit debate this if you wanted. Like,
I'm having the final say on this.
I say, well, listen. All right, I say they're gay, but it's completely okay. That's what I say.
I say they're not gay and you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, to be fair,
that's
that
where we're
is kind
leaving
of a meme. That's where we're leaving.
That's
Okay,
where we're
fine.
leaving it.
All right, dude. What do you think about Fuda though?
Huh?
Fuda mega gay, right?
Fuda is mega gay. Yeah, Fuda. I don't like Fuda.
Everyone has their own cup of tea.
Yeah.
How do you feel about furries since we're in the neighborhood?
I'm up and down on furries, honestly. Like, one week I go from hating furries to the next week I go to being all right with furries. I've got some furry friends, and they're all right. But sometimes some of the stuff that I see that people ask me, and it's just like tasteless, I guess. I feel like it's tasteless.
Some of it's too far for me. Like I said, like I would legit just I'd screw a dragon for bragging rights, but it doesn't mean I go looking for it. And I think most of the stuff that is out there is just it's too aggressive. Like as long as it's vaguely human.
Crossing the line for me is when they don't have like a human hairstyle on the top of their head.
Oh, so like they could have
When
like
they're-
a legit like fox head, kind of like Luna from Hell of a Boss.
I think that would only work if it's in like the anime art style. I'm not sure.
True.
I couldn't tell you.
I think my gauge for like how far I go is MXL.
Yeah, MXL is probably it.
Benz is too far. If we're talking about artists in the space, Benz is a little too far for me. Just like the artwork they do is good. Some of the early stuff too, but it's just too realistic for some of them. And it kind of creeps me out. Uh,
Yeah, MXL is probably yeah.
it's like when the girls are crying, like or like in a TGTF, someone's like emotionally distraught. I'm like, dude, I don't need this right now.
Hmm. Uh,
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah.
we've been through the gauntlet of awkward questions, Fanter.
Awkward questions. You mean a regular conversation with you?
100%, dude. Like talking to me is. But anyways, we touched on anime briefly. What are your favorites?
Anime.
What do you? Yeah. What do you think of
Well,
the season? My Hero.
As a
It's
cultured individual.
Mm-hmm.
Ijujoku Reviewers is at the top of my list right now.
Dude, that's a great one. I actually am gonna make a video on that one.
I just watched one of the episodes. They went to an undead brothel. This one.
It's not necrophilia. She's alive when you start.
And then another part was like magic slime, and it just started fucking. It was
Warp.
porn. It was there. There's no
This
way
show
it
is
wasn't
legit.
porn.
It's legit porn, dude. Like there's no way getting around it.
It was legit porn. Like this episode, I can't. This is definitely like porn trying to be an anime instead of anime trying to be porn.
It's hentai with a plot. It's legit just hentai with a plot. That's just what it is.
Yeah. God.
So,
Grimvale though. Top.
you hit me with all the hardcore ones, dude. You're just naming hentai.
Grimvale. What? Grimvale. Come on.
Okay. Alright, I'll give you that.
Don't tell me you like Astolfo more than Grimvale.
That's a good... I don't know, I might have to come back to you on that.
Alright.
Yeah, because that's legitimately like a decent 1v1, I think.
Grimvale versus Astolfo?
Well, Hackadol 3 probably would shoot above that, but then again, Hackadol 3 kind of looks like a little kid, so...
Hackadol 3 is straight up a Shota, which is...
The way most people do fan art doesn't look that way. You know what I mean? People don't draw them that way.
I've seen some hentai.
There's the one
It's
made,
pretty
where
rough.
it's the black trap, but it's a maid. Then you got... there's a lot of traps that I'm actually kind of cool with. There's a lot of maid traps. There's the one from Katana Collection, like the it's Idolmaster, I think, and it's the Maid Cafe one. And then you got the one from the one anime where it's the black maid. And then you have reverse traps. There's the one anime where it's the girl with the coffee club and she pretends to be a dude.
I don't really like reverse traps.
Everyone has their
to be
cup of tea, bro.
honest.
What do you have going forward in the future with your lovely, lovely art? I know I'm doing the speed paints with you, and we're trying to get that developed. But where are you headed?
Well, hopefully the Patreon picks back up again, and that way I can make more money, so that potentially I wouldn't have to have another job. I think that eventually I'll be so good at drawing that I'll be able to like transfer my skills to a different career if I do end up getting tired of the porn stuff. You know?
You could like legit just make your own comic. There's a lot of stuff you could do, especially with your art style. You've already been doing comics, and I think.
Yeah, I've been gaining a lot of experience making comics, so I could do that one day.
Well, just a bit of a side note, I guess. If you ever heard of webtoons?
Yeah, I see the fucking commercials on my phone.
Okay, 95% of the artists on there used to draw porn. Like, you could tell in the style. You just look at the way they draw eyes, and you're like, I know. I've seen those eyes before.
Yeah. You have the hey gal in the eyes, dude.
Like, they draw mouse a little too well, if you know what I'm saying. And most of it's like, DeviantArt has better narrative than half the shit that's on Webtoons. Like, I don't got a problem with it. Some of it's okay. And then some of it is just, like, so bad. But everyone's like, dude, it's crazy. It's free. You can get it on your phone. Like,
I've seen some interesting things, but it's always weird.
God High School was pretty good.
I don't know. Scoob and Shag. I used to read Scoob and Shag. That was pretty good. And it turned into a fucking, like, JoJo style manga or something. It was crazy.
All right. So, nearing the end.
All right.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Well, there's, of course, my lovely Patreon.
The best.
Where you can become a lovely patron.
What would they get for becoming a patron, my dude?
Well, you get lots of things. For instance, access to exclusive Patreon comics, as well as seeing everything that I make, pretty much everything that I make, like a week or two early before I release it other places.
Besides that, Twitter,
yeah.
DeviantArt. You want to plug all that stuff?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go check it out if you want. I've got an NSFW Twitter. I've got a Safe for Work Twitter. I've got DeviantArt. I've got a Pixiv. I've got For Affinity if you're into that.
In closing, Mila Rage speed paint going up on your YouTube channel.
Milia Rage from Guilty Gear Strive.
Edited by me.
Do I get some final words?
Yeah, you can get your final worded. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, my final words. Traps aren't gay.
You just fucking left the call. Okay. Make sure you follow FantÄrFanÄ on his socials and all his accounts if you want that type of thing. And if you really want to be a fucking bro, hit up that Patreon. He'll be pretty happy. Anyways, have a happy April Fools. I'll upload another video eventually. This was really fun to do. Thanks again to Fanter. Chaos out.